Okay, we're back. Welcome to Trader Minute. Hoping that's a little bit better for you. We turned up the we turned it up a little bit. Jill, that's funny. Which is better. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you. We turned up the clarity on our end here, and so let me know what you're seeing out there. I appreciate your feedback and patience with us as we're getting this new system underway. All right. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys. All right, let's run through our positions really fast. We were just talking here. Okay, we're looking at, let me bring this in. At Chesapeake here. Down 1 cent. So if you look at this, and it's a small component of the XLE, which we're in. If you look at this technically, it's up here. We got a doji pattern forming, very light volume. It's at a resistance level. This is suggesting more downside. It's not going to be a huge way on the XLE itself. Some of the bigger components, ExxonMobil, ConocoPhillips, are the two largest components there. They're going to have much more weight on it. They're the big dogs here. So it looks like it's right around the 30 cent mark, right around the 30 cent mark, likely to where it's going to end of the day, but half an hour left. The other position we're in here, and right now, if it closed right here, I'd be fine holding with XLE. TLT up 33 cents. It's open. It's been between 30 and 40 cents all day. It's probably going to close around this range, which is fine. It's got above 108. It's still holding the level. Technically, it looks strong. The volume's light. Remember, it's an ETF. We're not too concerned about volumes on stocks like a TLT. And then some of the big turnarounds today. AUI up 11 cents now. It's near the highs. And it's a big turnaround in gold and silver today. AUI gapped down a little bit, ran all the way back down to 10. The low on this was basically 10. It's come up 30 cents off the lows for the day, which is very bullish for a position here. SLV, same thing. This thing gapped down 30 cents and it's run, and now it's just down 6 cents. So strong turnarounds in these positions here. And I'm looking forward to seeing them next week. And again, I keep seeing in the scans that I look at during the day, a lot of gold stocks coming up, a lot of the big funds and things like that, all coming up and showing some bullish signs. So that's always positive when if you're ever in a gold or a silver position to see some of the big dogs there turn around and showing some great bullish signs, even if like here, the ones that we're in aren't the biggest ones out there. This is one of the bigger ETFs for silver, but as far as AUI, not one of the really ultra large companies out there, but to see the big ETFs like gold, GLD, and some of those showing some great strength, and a lot of the miners too. It's very positive for this position. Some of the stocks that we were looking at at the lunch were Schmuckers. Still looks strong. It's still going up on this light volume. It's a little bit of a double bottom here, which is confirmed. Price target here would put this at about the 113 area. If you just use the 7 as a stop, not a bad looking setup. I'd expect a little bit of it might give you a chance if you're interested in getting it. It might give you a better chance come Monday. It could gap above 110, but really we're at 110. It might consolidate a little bit around that level, come back to the 7, as it's likely to be a little bit of resistance for it. There's not a lot there, but being a multiple 10, there could be a little bit there. All right, one of the other stocks that we looked at lunch is AT&T. Hey, the big move higher here. The volume hasn't come back, which is the only thing that leads me to be a little bit suspect here. But We've seen stocks rally on lighter volumes and just continue higher. The setup right there, this would be, if I come here and I show you what this would be, it's a vibe setup. It's a nice looking entry as far as just looking at the candles. The price action here is a nice looking entry. It's also triggered a vibe entry. You can see we just got all three of the major averages starting to move higher. Okay, and so this would be considered a vibe bull entry off of a newly, a fairly early uptrend here. Yeah, and you can say we've got the bullish double bottom that got confirmed, and today it's confirming back up off that level, which is bullish as well. So I like the setup, just a hair shy in volume. If you want to enter a trade on that, just use today's low. Let me back into that. If you're looking at AT&T as a trade, I would use today's about 34.75, right around that level as your stop. Price target on this. You can move a couple dollars higher, right up into the price action here from 33.25 to go $1.25, so about $1.25 higher. It's going to put you right up into this level right there. You could get a little bit more aggressive on that and put it up into the $36 area. It's probably what I would do. It's not out of the question for a stock like this to make that kind of a move. It's got some pretty good signals on it today. Tesoro, petroleum here. Short position. It's got light volume today, but notice the volume the last 2 days. It's been pretty heavy as it's dropped through 48, dropped through the 7-day average. Today, it's down 6 cents right now. It tried to go up. It's pushing back down. Let me bring in the trend writer. Yeah, bring in here. Look at the Bollinger Band, see what they're doing. So they're really wide right now and starting to contract. They're getting there, which suggests some consolidation. This could come down to the $46 range. That's the level I'd want. That's the past level of resistance / support for it right over here. A little bit of support turned into resistance, broke through it. We're coming to retest it. At this point, here's a bottom. If this is a higher low, then we might be in for some more upside. If it breaks down through 46, I'd get bearish on it. If it holds this level above 46, above the past support / resistance level, would be bullish. So I'd watch it. I wouldn't enter a put on it today. It's a little ways away from the 7. Not too bad. Maybe $1 at the most away from the 7, if that. Maybe 75 cents at all. And I just watch it. I give it till next week. Look at this first thing on Monday, see what it does on this first round of selling. Okay. Whenever a stock's coming off of a bottom like that, the thing that you always want to do before you decide you're going to get ultra bullish on it, or you're going to remain bearish on it, watch that first sell. Comes up, in the first round of selling right here, see where it holds. If this turns into a bottom right here, we're bullish. If it doesn't, then you might be able to get bearish on it. But to me, it's got to break through 46. PH, let's go look at PH. Parker Hannifin. A little bit low volume stock. I like the price action here. Yeah, you could say this is a rising 3 method right here. You got the move up right here, couple days down. I mean, not perfect couple days down, but you got the principles here with today confirming this price action. All right. Light volumes. The options are likely to have some fairly wide spreads. I haven't looked at those, but they're likely to have some fairly wide spreads on these options here. But the price action looks good. How high could this thing go? It's got great volume on it today, pushing up above 14. That's a definite nice confirmation here. I'd push this. I'd look at this probably $2 to $3 higher uh, from here. But I like it. Just use the 7 as your stop. You could use a couple, either 114, today's low, which is on the 7. I'd use today's low. Just follow that up as with the 7. Closes below the 7. Exit. Put the price target about the 118 mark. And see how those options set up. Yeah, it's a good looking setup. I couldn't argue an entrance here at all. Just look at those options. Make sure that the spreads aren't too wide on it. Nice find. Good eye. All right, and then rig was brought up here a little while ago. Okay, so they gapped up big the other day and pushing up today strong. The volumes remain strong. It's holding this level really nice up into this range. Couple days of small consolidation. The thing that's nice about the days of consolidation, it just held its own up there, which is typically strong. A couple days it tried to sell off a little bit, which just bought right back up. And yeah, that you can see a little dragonfly there, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just going sideways. You want to see dragonflies towards a bottom. That's what you're looking for. But today's price action is pretty bullish on it. I like it. Hang on just a sec as I all right, get that in there for Ken. Let's see how these gaming stocks played out today. So look at this, the Las Vegas Sands, it's going to hold the 7 again today. What about Wynn? Now Wynn's the one that had the earnings and sold off on the earnings. Didn't appear to be that bad. Wynn's earnings today, they topped by 18 cents. They showed some strong success in Macau. Yet it sold off a little bit. I did not read the report, but on a move like that to come back during the day, fairly positive. It's still early to say if it's through here or not. And Las Vegas Sands is not a buy today. AK, I know you want to short it. Not a short yet either. It's got to break through that 7 and let a little bit more convincing. Really, I'd like to be convinced that 70 is going to be going to hold. If it does pull back a little bit, I'd like to see 70 break before I got really bearish on it. Today it seems like it's going to hold the 7. I know what you want back at it, AK. So let's see how STJ St. John's is holding out today. So it's pushing up above 57, not in the strong fashion, not on some heavy volumes. The volumes are going to be fairly typical for the last few days. Yeah, not a buy here. Let this thing, and the more these bands get back here to it, the better of a chance this is going to break out into a trend right or bull signal. It could give us offers a lot more upside. Right now, today's not not the day. Yeah, Matt, Kihu. Selling off, down at 5%. The one positive here, it's holding 85. That's the one positive about this move, is holding on to 85, which that was the prior level of support / resistance / and over there in September and October. It broke through it easily in October and early October, and broke through it easily mid-October, and now we're coming right back on it. That's the positive. The thing is it going to hold that level and bounce higher? Or is it going to break through come Monday, run into the lower band? A breakthrough here is likely to run into the lower band, but yeah, not very nice price action there today on Kihu. And let's look at Baidu. Same thing here. So Baidu, yeah, Matt. Baidu here, it's still battling this 160 mark. Looks like it's going to close just underneath it unless it rallies $1 or so here. It's close enough to being right on the 7, right around the 160 mark. For me, levels of support and resistance, it's a range around that number. It's not the exact number of 160.00. It's a range right around it. I'd call this a hold of the level here at 160. But it's got to play this higher. It's got to prove that it's going to go up. I want to see this at this point bounce up off of 160 on some convincing volume, at least like. If you can get something like this, fantastic, but at least a little bit stronger than what we've seen here about the last week in it. Okay, and then the other one I wanted to take a look at was Goodyear Tire and see what this is doing. Yeah, this is just flattening out. It's tried to break up above 22, just not seeing it. All right, Tesla. AK, let's look at Tesla. So a couple things. We can look at the RSI, and you can look at the RSI in Tesla. You can see how it's been downtrending. It's trending down. In fact, with my cool drawing program, let me show you. You can see how the RSI has been trending down. I'll go take a look at the MACD here. You can see the chart starting to trend down just slightly. The number here is 170. I want to see 170 break. Let me bring in the MACD for you. MACD also downtrending ever since about the same time as the RSI. So these all have been downtrending. The stock's not in the tremendous downtrend. It's gone from 190 to 170. That's nothing for a stock in this price range. But to be ultra bearish, if I was in the trade, I'd no reason to get out today. No way. Light volumes bounced here. It's going to close likely around the 170 mark, but right now the odds are increasing that this might break that mark. So watch it, see if it gets that breakthrough 170. If it turns and runs back above the 7, it might take a little bit longer to get down, but the stock's kind of under some pressure. The company's had a lot of publicity out about the fire and the CEO, the founder, Elon Musk. XLE. We're right here, and technically I don't see a reason to exit. I don't think we're going to exit here. If you want to exit, go ahead, and we're not going to, but you're welcome to exit if you'd like. Let me show you what I'm looking at here, and let me zoom in. Here's the prior gap level right through here. Gapped above it. Now we're hitting it today, the same level. We're not pushing through it. We're right about the area of our stop, but I want to give this a shot come Monday. I want to give it a shot come Monday. I don't think we're not going to exit here at this stage. If it closes right here, I'm fine with holding. It's just right there. The fact that it's sold off today, and every time it's gone up into this range, it's always sold back a little bit, and that's what I like about what we're seeing up there. I think there's a lot of sellers in that range. Okay. The other positions, they're doing fine. Look at TLT. It's fine. It's going to close. We got about 10 minutes left. It's up 37 cents. It's gone up 7 cents since the last time we looked at it. Yeah, George. Yeah, no problem. If you did not feel comfortable with holding XLE, go ahead and exit. That's fine. And then SLV. Okay, it's rallied back. It's going to close probably down 9-10 cents from 30 cents down. That's good stuff. Yeah, I'll take a look at CLF and US Steel. And then the other one we're holding, AUI. It's going to close with a gain, which is nice after it was down about 30 cents this morning. Let's see. It's about 15 cents from the open. It was down. It gapped down slightly, ran down about 15 cents, and it's turned to run higher. And that's a good sign off of a number like 10. to see it gap above, test it today, hold it back above it, close with a little bit of a gain. The other gold stocks are showing bearish signals. All right, so let's look at X, U.S. Steel. I like the chart here. Now, CLF, they announced earnings today, and they missed, but they had lower operating costs as well as higher iron ore price. Okay. You can see U.S. Steel just down fractionally, 22 cents, about 1%. Okay. And CLF, see how they closed today. I haven't looked at them about the last hour. They're holding the gain. They gapped up here. 25 was past resistance. Probably going to close right about that mark, and we'll see where it goes from here. On a move like this, it's got strong volume, but this is earnings. It could do anything. It could come back, retest 24. It could shoot up to 26, 27. At this stage, you just don't know. In this stock, it was a fun one to play last time. We'll still look for other opportunities to play stocks like this, where very short term. We call it an educated gamble type trade. So we got to have more. Got to have more profits under our belts to do something like that. Last time we did it, we had about $10,000 in gains. Okay, so I just want to run through some of the financials. Any stocks you want to take me to look at, let me know. So Bank of America pushed up right to 14.25, and that's going to be the number for it. If you're bearish on it, if it gets up through 14.25, I'd probably get out. If 14.25 holds as a new resistance level and pushes back down, starts to push down on Monday, then it's probably due for more downside. Now Goldman Sachs, they got upgraded today. It's pushing higher. It's up about 1%. You notice the volumes just flat. When stocks move up, break new areas like this on low volume and off of an analyst saying upgraded them, they got a buy from Deutsche Bank. It doesn't always last. Okay. And now JP Morgan, now they're starting to settle down a little bit with all of the stuff that they had going on, the fines and things like that. Starting to settle down, act more like a bank. I don't have the right template on here. Nothing there on. If you go to the Vibe, there's no setups right here on Goldman Sachs. Just want to look at these. Another one I want to run through with you real fast is IWM. IWM right up there at resistance, 111, and it's been hitting this level ever since a week ago, last Friday is when it hit 111, and it's just been right there ever since. If I look at this on a trend rider standpoint, yeah, nothing here on a trend rider. It's hoping the bands are going to get tight, but they're not. But it's just going flat. Okay, and we'll take a quick look at the market itself. Hey, so welcome to another new high on the S&P 500. Dow's still a little ways off of from the highs, but another high is going to be set today. It's touched this level before a few days ago on Tuesday of this week, but has never closed up here. So we're going to set another high. And the freight train continues. What can we say? You know, we've talked about how stocks this year that have every reason to go down just go up. That's been the story for most stocks this year, and likely to continue. So we're going to stick with our positions over the weekend. And let me look. Yeah, Icon here. I wonder if there's some news that came out here. Showing some great bullish signals this morning. Pushed up strong yesterday. It's tried to going up even stronger to run down 4%. Check the news on it. Look at the volumes on it and see if anything happened here on this one. I'll have to dig into that. I'm just noticing it just like you did apparently. So I'll have to dig into that for you. Intel. This was another one. Today gapped up. Showing all the signs of going down. Gaps up. Nothing strong. I don't see any big news on Intel. The only thing I can think of, Microsoft. Microsoft had their big earnings announcement. Maybe this is causing Intel to gap up a little bit. That's most likely the reason. All right, so we'll see how Intel plays out next week. Yeah, it looks like a great bearish setup. Now, when Jeff and I yesterday were looking through deciding what trades to make and things like that, we felt like we were being forced into trades. Like on Intel, there was some other, we felt like we were forcing something. The only thing we didn't really feel forced on was SLV, and that's why we went with that SLV. And so we stayed away from Intel. We stayed away from some of the other ones that we were looking at. Had pretty decent setups, just because we felt like we were forcing things a little bit. Okay, so glad we didn't get an Intel. If you're in Intel, and I'm not sure if you are or not, yeah, you could call this level a little bit of a resistance. It hit it just earlier in the week right here, 24.25. It's up on light volumes. That's up on probably Microsoft news. Whether it holds, it's a ways from the 7. I mean, it's just a tough call. That's one of those. Do you sell it and get out and hope it doesn't run higher? Do you hold it and hope it comes back? That's a tough call. Yeah, just thinking about it a little bit. What you could do if you wanted to hold it, if 24 broke, that's the 7. You got something going. If 20, I wouldn't give it much more upside. If 24.25 broke to the upside, I'd probably get out. That's not that far. Where are we at? 24.20. Yeah, if it starts to push up above that level and looks like it's going to hold it up there, I would exit. But that's just one of those that's just tough. Let me see if I can rub my crystal ball and see something for you, Aaron. Yeah, that's just a tough call. And one of those deals where it showed up, had everything was telling it to go down, but up on probably the Microsoft news. Okay, so I'll leave it up to you. But if it gets above 24.25 and looks like it's going to come up there, stay up there on Monday, and if it gaps above it on Monday, I'd watch it a little while, but probably get out if it looks like it's going to hold up in that range. And that's not too much further from where you're at. Okay, I want to run back one more chance, and look at T-Mobile. I'm sorry, AT&T, not T-Mobile. Great, beautiful setup. You're welcome, Aaron. It's just a little bit light volume, but we saw how light volumes have pushed stocks all year long. But I like the setup. Again, if you're thinking of that one, today's low is a stop, and if it runs higher come Monday and Tuesday or whatever, then start just riding it with a 7. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. I'm going to be off here a couple days. I'll be back on Monday, and Jeff should be back on Monday. He came in this morning and was pretty under the weather, so he went home and relaxing and resting, which is well deserved for Jeff. Okay, talk to you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we're going to hold everything we've got and see what happens to him on Monday. And I'm feeling really good about the areas we're in the market right now. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.